Hello everyone, and welcome back to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. This is episode 16. Last time, we had an encounter with Darth Malak aboard the Leviathan, and the truth was revealed of who we are. This whole entire time, the Dark Lord of the Sith, Revan, reborn under the guise of a Republic scoundrel turned Jedi with his identity revealed. So we're currently navigating that sort of mental explosion of a really solid twist of what if Revan had a soul patch, and that's what we're currently dealing with. However, while we do that, we still need to go and get the final star map piece, because Bastila has been captured aboard the Leviathan. We weren't able to save her. So that's going to be something else that'll happen at some point when that ship's headed to the Starforge. We need to get the star map piece. We're going to be headed to the Starforge. That seems to be the culmination of events here, as we got to go get the star map pieces to get to the Starforge to rescue Bastila and see what happens at the end of the game, considering we are the Dark Lord of the Sith versus the new Dark Lord of the Sith, Malak. So we're going to head off this ship. We're going to head off this ship because we are on Bannon. And the reason why we're on Bannon is we are going to go and speak to that. We're going to speak to Hulis, the Geno, part of the Genoharadan, because we did do one of the bounties while we were on this planet last. The dude that was in the jail cell. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the one on Dantooine because I didn't know that Dantooine would get destroyed. So, that's something that happens, is Dantooine got destroyed. So, unfortunately, that guy got killed anyway, just not by me. So we missed out on that, but at least we've got one target to prove ourselves, so it's good that we got two options. I almost feel like we were given those two options almost because the developers might have been like, look, they might not go back to Dantooine in time, we'll see. But we got one, so we'll go to Hulis, and then we'll deal with that. Ikukuno! Greetings, human. A word, if I may. It concerns the Dark Lord of the Sith. I am the Dark Lord of the Sith. You mean Malak? No, human. I mean the true Lord of the Sith. I am speaking of Darth Revan. Of you. Word travels fast? What? Word travels fast in this galaxy. Who are you? Listen to me, and all will be made clear. My name is Ziagrom. I am a businessman. I and my partner deal in rare items of extraordinary value and power. You're with the Exchange. No, we are not. We are independent operators, though often our transactions involve those who represent the Exchange. Traditionally, we have always done business with the owner of the Ebon Hawk, Davik Kang, most recently. Ahita Othar before him, Fori Haxa before her, but we were reluctant to approach you. You had no ties with the Exchange, which was a problem. Even worse, you were a Jedi, not the sort of person we normally associate with. I like how we got previous owners of the Ebon Hawk and how they were all tied to, tied to this businessman. It doesn't matter who's in charge of the Ebon Hawk, it's just, it's the Ebon Hawk, we do business with that ship. Get to the point. How do you know my true identity? There were reports of the Ebon Hawk traveling to many different planets. We wanted to know what you were up to. At your last port, I placed a small tracking device on your ship. The tracking device reported back to us that you had been captured by the Leviathan. Once we had that information, we began digging into our sources within the Sith fleet. Sources? What sources? There are millions of soldiers in the Sith fleet. Surely you aren't surprised that some of them will sell information. Even high-ranking officers aren't immune to the lure of easy credits. Your escapades on the Leviathan created quite a stir in the Sith fleet. Of course Malak tried to suppress the truth about your identity. There were more than a few summary executions. But even if security footage is destroyed and witnesses silenced, some bits of information always slip through. Spend enough credits to gather the tiny pieces and the puzzle becomes clear. We know what happened on the Leviathan, at least we know enough. You are Darth Revan, and you are going to kill Malak for daring to claim dominion over the Sith. Okay. How does this involve you? My partner and I deal in very rare and powerful items, weapons, armor, things you could use in your battles against Malak and the Sith. And you're just going to give me these items? I don't carry these items with me, of course. They're with my partner, but they're yours if you've got the credits to buy them. We do want to make a profit on this after all. Just go to the Dresh Day Cantina on Korriban. There's a Rodian in there named Mika Doran. Tell Mika that Zeogrom sent you to look at the premium items. Okay, we've got a cantina on Korriban to check out. I'll check it out next time. Mika already knows to expect you. Like I said, just tell him you want to look at the premium items. I guess my work here is done. Goodbye, Revan, and once Malak is beaten, don't forget who helped you to victory. Interesting. Wow. See, we haven't been to Korriban yet. What I was expecting with Korriban is that it was going to be like, you know, ancient Sith stuff, and it wasn't going to have a cantina or a academy, but I'm pleasantly surprised that it's actually like a planet with a bunch of stuff going on. So that's cool for us to check out. I'm very, very curious. So I wonder what weapons and armor are being sold. It's a good thing we've held on to our credits then, because we haven't actually really bought much yet. So we'll look into that and see what we can afford.
Stay out of my way. I'm on legitimate Sith business.
Stay out of my way. I'm on legitimate Sith business. I swear I'm a bad Sith, and it's legitimate business. Alright, we're gonna head through over to the east, because that's where Hulas is, and we'll give him the good news. Honestly, at this point, I'm still tempted to tell that Selkath about the what the Republic were hiring mercenaries for, because we didn't do that. Greeting once again, Chris Draco, or should I say Revan? Oh wow, everyone's going to identify us like that now. Word travels fast in this galaxy. What the hell? How did you know that? Don't be naive. I am of the Genoharadan. We are bounty hunters, assassins, and spies. We have agents with the Republic. We have agents with the Sith. Did you really think that we wouldn't know about your little encounter on the Leviathan? Although I will admit, we were surprised as you. The Jedi did a remarkable job of faking your death. So what happens now? I will admit, my first impulse on hearing this news was to disappear. The Geno don't often become directly associated with such prominent figures as a former Dark Lord of the Sith. But then I began to realize the potential advantages of the situation. Assuming you complete the tasks required for your initiation into our guild, you could be very valuable to us. So for now, little has changed. I will keep your secret just as you have kept ours. I'm curious to see how events will play out between you and your old apprentice. If the situation becomes dangerous, the Geno can simply disappear, as we have often done in the past. But for now, we will continue your initiation into the guild. Nice. Is there anything else, Chris Dracor? Oh, you can actually tell him about the Dantooine thing. I can't complete the Zulan Centaur mission. Dantooine is destroyed. Yes, I have heard how the Sith raised the planet. Such radical overreactions are one reason the Geno would prefer to see the Republic remain in power. It is likely that Zulan died in the attack, but we do not like to leave such things to chance. It will take some time before my agents can determine if Zulan survived. Since you did not kill Zulan, I cannot give you the bounty for this assignment. In any case, Crest Dracor, your role in Zulan's fate is now over. Do you have any further business you wish to discuss at this time? Force Persuade. You should give me Zulan's bounty anyway. I mean, let's try it. I have a feeling that he'd just go, nah. Yeah, do you really think the Jedi mind trick could work on one of the Geno? The Geno have no wish to work with fools. I am disappointed in you, Crest Draco, but you leave me with little choice. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't think he would just cancel. I thought he would just say no. And now he's gone. Oh my god. This is a moment where I will reload a save to not be stupid. Alright, let's talk to this. Let's talk to this guy again. I'm gonna talk to this guy again and not make him run away. So I'll tell him about the mission that I can't complete, and he says that your role in his fate is over, and then I will say Lorgal is dead instead. Yes, Crestrakor, the agents I sent to watch you have reported back to me concerning Lorgal's death. You should take pride in a job well done. And, as promised, here is your reward for the task, a poisoned vibroblade forged exclusively for the use of those within our guild. It will serve you well, I am sure. This assignment was only the beginning, Crestrakor, a small test which I am pleased to say you passed, but now a more difficult challenge awaits you. There are 3 targets that the Geno want you to remove. If you can eliminate all 3, then you will gain full membership in our ancient guild. The first is a Gamorrean named Vaughn Dasrad, the second is a shapeshifter named Rulan Prolic, and the third is a Selkath known as Thorak Guldar. Cool names. Dasrad. I always want me to say Drassad. Drassad sounds cooler than Dasrad, but it's fine. Tell me about Vaughn Dasrad. Vaughn is a freelance bounty hunter. He's very, very good, but he's a bit too sadistic for our tastes. He likes to sacrifice an efficient kill for the pleasure of watching his victims suffer. The Geno will tolerate a certain amount of competition, but Vaughn has become too dangerous. You'd be surprised at how much political damage one rogue assassin can inflict. Vaughn was last seen on Tatooine. We suspect he's been taking a break from hunting sentience by going after a crate dragon. We don't want him to leave the Dune Sea alive. Nice. Oh, what was it that... Oh, I want to know... I'm trying to remember what Boba Fett said in like the finale of Book of Boba Fett, when he was like saying that your ashes will be... like, you'll be lost to the... No, it was... God, I can't remember what the threat was, but like... something about being lost to the sands of Tatooine forever, and then also Cobb Vanth gives a similar one while threatening people who are running spice through the pikes. Like, you will be lost forever in the sands of Tatooine. I'll find Vaughn and bring him down, but any tips for this mission? Just be careful when you face off against him. Vaughn doesn't travel alone. He's always got his assault droid close at hand. The two of them make a formidable pair. Well, looks like I'm bringing Jolie with me because he's got the ability to destroy droids. Tell me about Rulan Prolic. We don't know much about Rulan, except that he's some kind of shapeshifter. We don't even know if it's a natural ability or the result of some powerful alien technology. But we suspect he's behind several prominent assassinations on the Outer Rim. The Geno are worried he might decide to move his operations closer to the galactic core. With his ability to assume virtually any form, he could wreak havoc in the Galactic Senate. We aren't about to let that happen. So how do I find someone who could look like anyone? Finding Rulan won't be easy, but we have reports he may be on Kashyyyk. He's probably honing his skills by hunting the dangerous creatures in the Shadowlands. Cool. Tell me about Thorak Guldar. Thorak isn't violent like Rulan or Vaughn, but in many ways he's far more dangerous. He's a con artist and blackmailer who's taken millions of credits from rich and powerful families. He also deals in secrets and information, but these can be far more deadly than any blaster. But Thorak is careful. We know he's somewhere here on Manaan, but we don't know where. All we know is how to contact him. There's a Twi'lek named Vek at the Manaan swoop track. He can set up a meeting between you and Thorak. Nice, I've spoken to him before, so that's cool. Why would Vek set up a meeting between us? He doesn't like him. He doesn't like him. We've had this conversation. We know his character already. Thorak poses as a merchant of rare antiquities. It's the perfect cover for his real work. It gives him access to rich and powerful families without drawing suspicion. You'll have to convince Vek that you represent a buyer interested in purchasing some rare art from Thorak. Convince Vek, and he'll set up a meeting. The meeting is your one chance to take Thorak out, but be careful. He'll choose the time and place, and he's not going to leave himself vulnerable. Okay. Actually, I think he's talking about someone else. I think the guy that we spoke to, Vek, was talking about his boss that was annoying him. Maybe that was a different character. That's what I was thinking. So, scratch that. Is there anything else? Just a warning, Chris Draco. The assignments I have given you are far more difficult than the simple bounties I gave you as your first test. Complete all 3 missions, and you will have proven yourself worthy of joining the Geno. As before, you will be well rewarded for each successful bounty. You can return to me after each mission to collect your reward. Is there anything else? I'll be back. I'll be waiting here for you, Chris Draco. Okay, 3 other bounties have opened up, and luckily none of them are on Dantooine, which is good. I do regret not being able to complete that bounty on Dantooine, but I didn't expect it to be time sensitive, but that's okay. You miss things in first playthroughs, that's what replays are for. But we've got 3 to find. I guess we should go for a thorax straight away, because that's literally on this planet, and then I'll go check out the other ones. So, a thorax Guldar. So, the swoop track on Manan, which I believe is further to the east. Or is the... I'm trying to remember where the swoop track is. I wish you could... Like I said, I wish you could... I've said this before, like I wish you could look at all of the different areas on a planet instead of having to be in the area to see what the map looks like, because I've forgotten where the swoop track is. Yeah, okay, it is east. Cool. It is east. Let's go speak to Vex. So we're about to go murder a Selkath. Now, we are encouraged to do this on our own, and we have to deal with the Geno on our own, but I believe that it was stated that we could potentially have party members with us, and then we just have to, like, they'll just assume that we're doing work for the Republic or something. Otherwise, I just think it's hilarious, because then it's just like, everyone's back on the Ebon Hawk, they're being like, where's Chris Draco at? Like, what is he doing right now? I said he had some Republic stuff to do, as I'm like hacking and slashing some bounty hunters. Alright, so we'll speak to Vec again. Congratulations on winning the Manan Championship. I do enjoy watching your races, human. It makes a nice break from the hectic world I must deal with every day in my business. Here we go. I need to meet with Thorak Gulda. Can you set it up? Pretty sure that is spelt differently now. Isn't it D-A-R? Isn't it Guldar? Am I going crazy? Or is this a typo? You need to meet with a Thorak. Forgive my skepticism, but you hardly resemble our typical client. We deal in the kind of pieces found in the chambers of a galactic senator. I'll do Force Persuade. I represent a wealthy buyer from Coruscant. Yes, you do have that look about you, the air of one who serves the rich and powerful, servile, fawning, a look I've seen in my own mirror far too often. Very well, I'll set up a meeting with my boss. The Sith permit a Thorak to conduct his private business in their non-secured hangar. Go to the docking bays and we will meet you there. Nice. So was it his boss that he was talking about in the journal before? Was it his journal? Sorry, was it his boss? English? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was trash talking his boss last time we spoke to him. I think I'm just confusing myself. It's tough when I have to pull those memories out of my brain sometimes for like, just like an NPC conversation that's like a side quest. I'm like, was he trash talking his boss, or is this a new character? It's the hard thing about a game that is so immensely dialogue heavy. Especially with a lot of NPCs. That's why like writing down the main plot points has been really good. But I'm obviously not going to be taking notes. I'm obviously not going to be taking notes about every single NPC and their dialogue, but it is what it is. Alright, so let me pull out this journal so we can have a look. You can meet him in the second docking bay of the Manan spaceport. Should I bring party members with me? I don't know. Oh, there he is. There's the droid. Okay, so I think I might be able to bring party members with me. Again, you just have to state that. I'll just be like, I'm doing work for the Republic. I'll bring Canderous as well. And then I need to check what everyone's actually got. Still find it quite funny that I've just given the ceremonial blade of the Wookiee people to a Mandalorian. Just because. Just because. Because why else, you know? Man, maybe I should have taken items off of Barstella before we lost her.
What?
I don't feel like it's too important, but that's fine. Canderous, level up, and melee proficiency. Perfect.
Yes?
Yes?
Yes. And then just in case I mess this up, because I don't know if I'm allowed to have people with me or not, we'll see. Let's meet with this guy. Thorak is waiting for you inside the hangar. As you probably know, there are no security cameras there. The better to conduct our business away from prying eyes. Yep, perfect. However, before we go in, I'll point out this rather large assault droid standing beside me. I and the droid will both accompany you in to see a Thorak, just to make sure there is no trouble. Ooh, I wonder if I could convince them that they don't need to go in. My business with a Thorak is private. A Thorak is an important man with access to the rich and powerful. He's not about to let himself become an easy target for a kidnapping or an assassination. When you meet a Thorak, I and the droid will both be there. It is my job to protect my employer, and I intend to do that regardless of my personal feelings towards him. Yeah, okay, he was trash-talking him last time we spoke. There you go. Personal feelings? Do you mean you don't like a Thorak? A Thorak can be as temperamental as his clients. Combine that with his arrogance and the way he treats his underlings, and you can understand why I might soon consider seeking other employment. But despite all a Thorak's faults, he does pay well, so I serve my employer faithfully. For now. There we go. Force persuade. You should quit on him right now. Leave and find another job. You're right. He's never treated me with the respect I deserve, yelling at me, insulting me, belittling me. I don't know why I stayed with him as long as I did. The Thorak never appreciated me while I was around, so let's see how he likes dealing with you alone. But before I go, one last warning, human. Whatever your plan for a Thorak is, be careful. I've always suspected he was more than just a simple merchant. I've heard people who cross him are rarely heard from again. I don't want to risk his vengeance, so I'm going to disappear for a long while, just in case a Thorak gets the better of you in this. You understand. Goodbye, human, and good luck. There you go. Off he goes. Because he doesn't even like him. You've convinced Vec to abandon a Thorak. Not very difficult considering how the Twi'lek felt towards his boss, but you still have to deal with a Thorak himself. He's waiting for you inside the hangar at the docking bay. This assault droid must have been programmed to respond to Vec's commands. Now that he's gone, it isn't doing much of anything. Oh, we can reprogram the droid. Reprogram the droid to attack a Thorak. 3 repair parts. Rig the droid with a frag mine and program it to approach a Thorak and detonate. Leave it alone. Oh, we can just do it. We can just do it this way. Oh, that's great. This is a good way to do an assassination instead of directly going like, haha, my lightsaber. Let's rig the droid with a frag mine and detonate with a Thorak. Its deadly payload in place, the droid marches towards a Thorak. What is this? What's going on here? Get blown up. Nice. Hell yeah, dude. Data pad. Alright, let's take a look. Thorak is dead. Now you just have to return to Hulas and collect his bounty. I wonder what the reward we would have gotten for killing the dude on Dantooine would have been. The datapad has a single message on it. Someone has discovered that you are more than you claim to be. Watch your back because you know Vec is too incompetent to watch it for you. Interesting. Someone has discovered that you are more than you claim to be. So he even had like a warning given to him before it happened. He's like, we know the Black Hand. Alright, let's go get our reward, and then we can go get our other 2 targets. I love a bit of bounty hunting. Revan the bounty hunter now. So sick. Welcome back, Crest Draker. I see you've come alone. This is good. I assume you are here to discuss the business of the Genoharadan. A Thorak Guldar is dead. Yes, I heard he met a rather grisly end. For completing this mission, you have earned another reward. Take these Genoharadan gloves. You will find they are very useful in battle. By disposing of a Thorak, you bring yourself ever closer to being accepted into the Genoharadan, but you must complete all your missions before you will be admitted into the guild. Is there anything else? I'll be back. Alright, we got some gloves. Let's go have a look at the gloves. We got Genoharadan Power Gloves, Strength plus 4, modelled on the Aradu designs. These gloves use bursts of repulsor lift energy to assist movement, effectively giving the wearer tremendous strength. I'll take it. Cool. Alright, I'll be heading to our other planets now. We're going to go to Kashyyyk, and we're going to go to Tatooine, and we'll go and do some bounty hunting. So we got a... Oh, hang on. I should probably check, because we got a blade, right? We got a weapon as well. Hold on. Should have checked that. I mean, we got a bunch of stuff. I should probably go through and sell a lot of the stuff I've picked up as well at Yavin Station, because we have so many weapons that we're not using. So this does a poison attack. Forged by the Genoharadan for their exclusive use of their agents, this deadly assassin's blade contains a canister that emits small doses of poison which each successful hit on an opponent. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. I'm gonna do a quick pit stop at Yavin so we can get our we can sell a bunch of stuff, get some more credits, and then I think we'll do Kashyyyk first. And then we'll go to Tatooine. Alright, so we see our first bounty off in the distance. I'm seeing an assault droid and a speeder, so there must be a Gamorrean nearby. We popped into Yavin on the way. I sold some items. I decided to actually buy some light armor for Crest Draker. He's switched over from the robes to a cool little light exoskeleton, which gives us a nice dexterity and strength boost, which is pretty sweet. We've got Chundar's bowcaster on HK, and then Jolie, as expected, just normal, but he's got his ability to destroy droids, which is awesome. We'll use this for the assault droid. I've gone through and had a look at our other characters as well with other weapons. So for example, like if I put Zalbar and Canderous on for a second, I've given Canderous the Baragwin Assault Blade, 10 to 40 with a 28 chance to hit. And then Zalbar has the Ceremonial Blade now, which is an 18 to 28 plus 25 to hit. It's so cool that like I'm now at a point where I can see all of these things and they make sense to me a little bit more than they did at the beginning of the game. And whenever I look at stuff like this, I'm like, man, I can't wait to do a playthrough where it's like I actually know what I'm doing from the very beginning and I get to like maximize all of my character's potential instead of like making do with kind of like figuring it out as I go along. And like the game doesn't like, you're not like hindered by doing that. Like I'm not in a situation where I feel like I've ever like messed up my leveling of characters. I'm like, oh no, I'm screwed and now I can't use them. Every character is still incredibly viable, which is a lot of fun. But also there is like a joy to get out of making your characters like the absolute best that they can be. And I'm keen to actually use Juhani more once we get rid of... It's so unfortunate that she has like a bugged quest that ruins everybody's quests. So you are prevented from really like using her or bringing her out to trigger her quest line until, you know, you've done everyone else's. So I still need to do Karth's, because Juhani, her force powers are incredible. When you level her up, and she's basically getting new powers almost every single level. So her abilities, that she has. Like, she can do Plague, Insanity, Force Lightning. You just level her up with all of those abilities, like, straight away. Straight away. It will cost her a bit more to use those abilities, naturally, because she is leaning a little bit over to the light side. So it's a bit more expensive than, say, if Jolie was using those abilities, which I think if I chuck Jolie in, we'll do a comparison of our 3 characters. So Insanity costs 13 for me, but for Juhani, oh no, it costs the same. And then for Jolie, it costs 10. So it's cheaper for Jolie. Plague costs 15. For Jolie, it costs 19. And that's really because Jolie's more in the grey, and we're getting pushed more into the light. But it's still, like, we still have enough force where we can use it. Jolie especially has, like, the most force power, 210, and Juhani only has 105. But it's still cool that you can just literally run through with a trio of people just Force Lightning Insanity everybody, which is so cool. But I'm loving the variety in all of our characters and what you can give to them. But yeah, starting a new playthrough when you're able to really maximize everyone's potential is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm actually looking forward to doing something like that. So this is Vaughn's assault droid. That's our first target. I'm gonna have Jolie.
Yes.
I'm gonna have Jolie start with destroy droid. Where's Vaughan himself, though? That's the problem. There you go. Oh, it's weakened. Swoop bike, use. This must be the swoop bike of Vaughn Dasrad. Plant a frag mine on the bike. Okay. Another frag mine assassination. Success. You plant a mine on the bike, then move to a safe distance to watch and wait for Vaughan. Great. There he is.
Where's my droid broken? What is happening? I scratch butt. Droid, turn back on.
Oh, you probably could have rigged the droid as well.
Scratch butt. Huh, what is this? I got bad news for person who rigged this mine on swoop bike. It didn't work. I've been in this business too long not to notice clumsy mine placed on my bike. But I give you another chance. If you really want me dead, step out and we settle this here and now. Okay. I reckon you could have rigged the droid instead to attack him. It's fine. We'll confront him. Let's step out and confront Vaughan. So you decide to show your face. I don't know who you are, who you sent to kill me, or who sent you to kill me, but you should have stayed hiding.
I'm going to enjoy killing you, Vaughan. You don't know who you deal with, do you? I take time to explain it to you, but it's hot out here, so I just kill you instead. Get plagued. Dark side points gained. Sure. Oh, he's got a shield. Oh, he's immune. Oh shit, hold on. Oh, he's immune to insanity? Okay, wound worked. Wound worked, that's nice. And he was susceptible to plague. He's already dead. Cool. Dark side points gained. Destroy droid. Bam! Sure. Nice. There you go. A data pad for Vaughan. Vaughan is dead. You just have to return and collect the bounty. There is a message on the datapad, though it is unclear if Vaughan meant to send it to someone or if someone sent it to him. The guild is restless. Genoharadan agents are hunting. Soon they will come for me, and possibly for you. When they do, I plan to be ready. Ah, that's why it's unclear of who it's been sent to, because it could have been sent to him with, with someone communicating to him, or he's warning someone else. That's cool. So they're aware of the Geno's, they're aware of the Geno's existence, which is interesting. So there's Vaughan taken care of on Tatooine. Now let's head to Kashyyyk and deal with our other target. We'll take Zalbar with us off the ship as well. I've been taking other companions to see if they'll talk to each other, but we haven't had many character interactions recently take place. I don't know if they stop happening at a certain point, or if they just are characters that just don't talk to each other. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I'm just taking different people with me just to see what will happen. So we'll take Zalbar. I think I'll just take Mission with me as well, and we'll see if Zalbar and Mission have anything to say between each other, because it's been a little while. And yes, I have dressed Mission. I have dressed Mission and given her weapons as well. So Mission is now rocking the Sith Assassin pistol and Bendak's blaster. She's doing alright. She's doing alright. We've given Zalbar the advanced combat implant as well, which gives him a whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. And I'm looking at this, and I do try and see if maybe equipping another blade is a good idea, because this also does 13 to 23, but it has a plus 11 to hit, and it does take away from the other blade. So it goes from plus 25 down to plus 16. That is because Zalbar doesn't even have the skill for two-handing. He's got the skill for dueling instead. So
What?
What? So we'll leave it at that. I guess we're heading down to the Shadowlands now. Heading down to the Shadowlands to see if we can find this other target. Down into the Shadowlands we go, because Gore Wooken has used the basket and we understand how to use it, even though we had to unfortunately murder him. Let's descend into the darkness of the Shadowlands and find this beast. A lovely descent into madness. If he's fighting terrible beasts, I assume, the description, I would say that he probably would be in the ritual.
At last, my search is over.
Oh shit!
I was beginning to fear someone else had killed you and deprived me of the pleasure. You may have defeated the pathetic bounty hunter my master sent after you, but you are no match for me. I have studied at the foot of the Dark Lord himself.
I was fucking about time. I was wondering when this dude was going to show up, and this just feels anticlimactic at this point, don't you think? Because we've already been on the Leviathan, we've had an encounter with Malak face to face. Darth Bandon was supposed to come get us ages ago after we defeated with Calo Nord. They introduced him, he threw a shit at a terminal and was like, I'm a badass. And he's just having a campfire in the Shadowlands with some Dark Jedi. And they're all bold boys. Represent. Is it just a thing that when you're a Dark Jedi or a Sith, you need to have a goatee or facial hair? Both Revan and Bandon both rocking it. Malak's just hiding it under his mask. He's also got a nasty beard under there. A little bit of a goatee going on probably. But it's not growing out yet, It's not doesn't classify as actual facial hair. It's still a bit... He's taken a while, so that's why he's got the mask on until he's got the dark side beard. Why is he just chilling in the Shadowlands? He's like, I was afraid someone else had killed you. Good thing you just came right to me. I was waiting here for you, telling dark side stories around the campfire. You were Malak's apprentice. Can't say I'm impressed. We can trash talk him straight away. Oh, wait a minute. You were on the Endar Spire. You killed Trask. You'll pay for that. That was the Jedi at the beginning on the Endar Spire? That was Darth Bandon. Oh, shit. How the hell did he get off the Endar Spire in time? What? When will Malak learn? I'll kill you just like I killed Kalu Nord. I want to say the top one, but I'm actually really curious about the Trask dialogue on the Endar Spire from the beginning of the game. That's cool.
Your words mean nothing to me.
Oh.
Unless you wish to beg for your life. No? Then I shall try to make this both quick and painful.
Oh, he doesn't even... Okay. He just doesn't even acknowledge the whole thing. You were in the Endar Spire. He's like, beg for your life. No? Then pay with your blood. Oh, God. I've got Zaubar and Mission with me. I was not expecting a Dark Jedi fight, especially against Darth Bandon, who's just randomly here. Get insanitied. Mission is poisoned? Why is Mission poisoned right now? Oh, he resisted the urge to get... Okay. Go, Zaubar. What is... So... Mission is currently... Okay, Mission is currently in trouble. Can I queue up an action for her when she's... Oh. She was unable to perform an action. She's got the big X on her head, but she was able to literally heal herself of poison immediately. Why is he going straight for Mission and not for me? Alright, he's immune to insanity. Makes sense. And resists wound. He just killed Mission straight away. Oh, fuck. That's so dumb. Poor Mission. Just coming on a mission with the... only to get killed by Darth Bandon. Oh, the lightning. Yeah, it's alright, bud. You won't survive. Oh, he's draining life. That's what he's doing. I was wondering why his health was going up and ours is going down. He's doing drain life. Okay. Oh, God. I was not paying attention, and now I think we might die as a result. Hold on. Come on. Get him. Get him. Get him. Thank you. He's... Fuck. We actually almost died. Well, Darth Bandon. Darth Bandon's fiber armor and a double-bladed lightsaber. Well done, Mission. Thank you for... Thank you for being... Darth Bandon's main target for some reason. Okay. Let's have a look at this armor. Darth Bandon's fiber armor. Resistance to fire, and it's upgradable. Despite the unfortunate fate of Darth Bandon, this light armor remains a desirable asset for any warrior. The silvery polish reflects a pride in craftsmanship rarely seen today. So it's a 5+5. It's light armor. Could give that to someone else. Can I give that to Mission? Yeah, you can wield it. 5+5. It's the same as this, except 15, 25 to 5. There you go. Mission in Darth Bandon's gear. You pull it off. You look nice. I'm in the Shadowlands, so I can't quickly go back to the Ebon Hawk, unfortunately. And I'm pretty sure the Great Walkway up above, we also can't go back to the Ebon Hawk, so... I think we'll just have to medkit our way to victory. Into good health.
What?
Yes?
We're just going to cycle through everybody healing themselves with medkits.
Yes?
What?
Everybody use your medkits.
Yes?
Get healed.
Huh?
Sure.
Huh?
Sure. I've got enough medkits to go around. Perfect. There you go. I still can't get over the fact that Darth Bandon is just randomly hanging out on Kashyyyk, just having a campfire. That's Darth Bandon. Joke villain. Malak was like, I'm gonna get an apprentice that's kind of shit, so then he can't overpower me to win because I will be the Dark Lord. I guess that's how his thought process went. Now, I feel like if he was hunting strong beasts, he would be near the ritual grounds. That's what I feel. But we'll have to see. I'll run around and check. If not, he could be towards like the end, maybe near like the force field or something. We'll see. Not getting any conversation between Big Z and Mission yet either, but that's okay. I guess there's not much to talk about. Now, I don't know. I think because this is the upper Shadowlands, I think we'll have to go to the lower Shadowlands through the force field, and that's how we'll get to the Ritual Beast place. God, for some reason I didn't realize Zaubar wasn't with me, and I got scared. I was like, just saw him like approaching from the distance, like, what the fuck is that? Alright. Yeah. I reckon it's a safe bet to say lower Shadowlands. So I'll run over there now. Next time I encounter Malak, I'm gonna tease him about Darth Bandon. So he was the one on the Endar Spire. Interesting. Imagine if that was the reveal where he's like, Trask survived, and he became my apprentice. Just apprentice chain reaction. If only Trask could live. He died like a true hero. Even though it was very strange that Darth Bandon apparently killed him and got off the ship instantly. That means Trask probably did not put up much of a fight. Poor guy. But we avenged his death. I'm really annoyed that the force field just doesn't stay down. Apparently it is up still to get to the lower Shadowlands, and you need Jolie specifically to get the force field down. And I can't swap party members in the Shadowlands or the Great Walkway, which means I have to walk all the way back to the beginning in order to change my party and get Jolie in here, because I forgot it. That he was the force field guy. How weird is it that the force field doesn't stay down after you've already deactivated it to get through? That's such a silly oversight for me to go back into the Shadowlands now to be like, oh, gotta walk all the way back and get Jolie. Never mind. Before we go all the way back, because it's a long walk to get Jolie back, because we have to go up here through the Great Walkway, then back to like an area where we can switch to Jolie. I'm gonna just check out the rest of the upper Shadowlands just to make sure. I think we went. Did I check? No, I checked this area, but I didn't check this one. Wookiee corpse with a data pad. This datapad appears to be a diary or record of some kind. The final entry is of particular interest. We were fools to come down here, all of us. How can we hope to capture an enemy that can assume any shape, any form? We lost 2 the first day, another 3 disappeared the day after that. Our enemy's bloodlust knows no limits. We found Garawar's body last night, what was left of it. If we do not leave the Shadowlands soon, I fear we will become victims of the Faceless One. Grawar's body. So they're literally talking about the shapeshifter. Oh my god, okay. Cool. This is going to be our shapeshifter. Alright, I'm glad that we didn't have to go Jolie and go back down to the lower Shadowlands. That's good. Grawar. But his body... Okay. I've caught on. He's shapeshifted into the dead Wookiee and is impersonating him. I gotcha. Why do you disturb me, human? Grawar comes to the Shadowlands to get away from your kind. Didn't know that shapeshifting could also mean that you could perfectly learn the language. That's quite a talent. According to a datapad I found, Grawar is dead. So you have uncovered my little secret. No matter, this body has grown tiresome to me. Maybe I can find one more to your liking, human. Oh, that's what you look like. Oh!
Got something on your mind, dude?
He just changed into Jolie. He's obviously been here for a while enough to observe the environments to know that Jolie is was here as well. That's impossible. Enough games, Rulan. Time to die. Rulan Frolic. This is so weird. It's like fighting a different version of Jolie.
Not this again!
Get insanity, punk.
Huh?
Oh shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh! He's just changing into... He's just T-posed. He's a T-posed Terran Tartek. Oh my god. That's so fucking stupid. He's just gonna keep switching into different things. Oh shit. Fucking, he's turned into one of the fucking monkey things! Oh my god, he's running away. Oh no, he's just blended in with all of the monkeys. Oh, fucking, okay. Now we have to go after him. And figure out which tack he is? Oh no. Okay. Fucking... Is there anyone that... They're all just tack. Dialogue? Would it give us an option to... It's weird that we can't just kill them, huh? Oh no. And they all run away. They don't just stay in the area as well. Now how am I supposed to identify them or tell them apart? Alright, at least when you do dialogue on them, they stay still and let you do dialogue with them. Alright, let's go after these two. What if he's run off in a completely different direction? I truly hope that he hasn't managed to slip past a force field or something and go to the lower Shadowlands. I'm still worried about that being a thing. Okay. I'm stuck on the environment. This guy. Is it gonna be you? Just monkey hunting. Is it you? No, you're just gonna do a front flip? Okay, it's not you. Great. So that's 4 that we found. Alright. Cool. So that was off this way, so I guess we'll go over this side. God, see that one over there? I don't know if that's one that I've already inspected before. Or I don't know if that's maybe the one running off this way. Oh, there's a fucking whole bunch of them here. There's so many of them. I'm trying to see if we can target them and they are different. Oh! This Tark may be Rulan Prolic in disguise, but you can't tell for sure. Maybe if you kill it, it will revert to its true form, assuming it's Rulan. Fuck it, we're taking the risk, baby. Attack it! It's obvious now this tack wasn't Rulan. How many more of these creatures must you slaughter before you find your true quarry? Oh, well fucking... How are we supposed to know, dude? Oh, did I get him? I got him. He was the second one. Nice, okay. I was like, how are we supposed to know? All he had on him was a frag grenade. Oh, no, and 500 credits. Okay. I only had to kill one of them to get through to him. Dark side points gained. Rulan is dead. Now you just have to return to Hulas and collect his bounty. Alright. Bounty hunting complete. All in a day's work. I'm glad that that was not as painful as it could have been, considering how many of these there are. Now I just have to do the long walk back. And I'm so glad I decided to check that section off to the left before we went all the way. I was like, look, but before I go all the way back, only to explore the lower Shadowlands, I'll make sure I've cleared the upper Shadowlands first. The Force has served me this day. So that's good. There's so many tack here that this could have been an absolute nightmare. Hulas? Welcome back, Chris Draco. I see you've come alone. Vaughn Dasrad is dead. Well done, Chris Draco, and as promised, here is your reward, a Genoharadan stealth unit. You'll find it is far superior to most. Vaughn's death brings you closer to completing your initiation. However, you have completed all your missions. Until you have completed all your missions, you cannot be accepted. Good thing I've also defeated Rulin Prolic. I must congratulate you. Rulin was no easy target. I will admit that you are not the first to be sent after him, though you were the only one to succeed. Obviously. Here, take this Genoharadan visor. Many of our agents use them to increase their senses and improve their skills. It really is quite an extraordinary item. Vaughn, Rilan, Thorak, that is all of them. You have done it, Chris Draco. I hardly dreamed it was possible, yet now the task is done. All the years of planning, spying and digging to discover their true identities. It was all worth it. Now the Genoharadan are mine alone. Wait, what? All the years of planning, spying, and digging to discover their true identities, it was all worth it. Now the Genoharadan are mine alone. What are you talking about? Poor, foolish Chris Draco, you had no idea that the targets I sent you after were 3 of the overseers of the Genoharadan, did you? The overseers have always acted in secret, their true identities hidden from the guild and even each other to prevent one person from seizing control of the entire guild. But now they are dead, and I am the only overseer left in the guild. All the agents of the Geno are mine to command, and I couldn't have done it without your help, Chris Draco. What a shifty character. So when do I get to join the guild? I assume not. At this point, he just wanted power. I'm sorry, Chris Draco. Even after all you have done for me, I cannot let you join. You are far too dangerous. You know the true identity of the only surviving overseer. Well, why did you reveal why did you say this? You're such an idiot. I suppose I could try and have you eliminated, but I think I have seen your skill in dispatching the other overseers. I think it would be both our best interest if we were simply to part ways. How silly is this? That he's like, he tells us his whole plan when he could have just been like, oh cool, thank you so much. Now you can join and be my, like, top tier enforcer who's very skilled and you can do missions for me. Instead he goes, ha 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 ha, I win! And he gloats to us. And now he's like, oh shit, now you know everything. So now we can't work together. So instead of working together and just being like, cool, thanks for doing that, let's work together. He goes, you know my secret? I'm going to leave now and trust that you don't find me. That's so weird. So I am going to pick this option to go, nobody plays me for a fool. You'll pay for this, Hulas. Let's fight him. Even though we'll probably get thrown in jail if we battle him here. I was afraid it would come to this. Very well. We will finish this as these things always seem to end, in bloodshed. But the streets of Bannon are no place for this confrontation. Meet me in the Dune Sea, Chris Draco. There we will engage in a ritual battle according to the customs of my guild, just you and me. Goodbye, Chris Draco. I will wait for you in the Dune Sea. I do not need to remind you that you must come alone. If you do not, then you won't see me, and you will never have your revenge. What's the bet that either he doesn't show up, and he shows up with, and there's a whole bunch of other people in his place to try and kill me, or he shows up but he's not alone? Hulas has played you for a fool. One of the 4 leaders of the Geno, he used you to eliminate the other 3, giving him sole control of the guild, but you still have a chance for revenge. Hulas has promised to meet you in the Dune Sea of Tatooine for a final showdown. As with all the business of the Geno, you must do this without the help of your friends. Back to Tatooine we go. Back to the Dune Sea. Because this guy fooled us, apparently. What an interesting collection of characters to be like the overseers of the Genoharadan. Well, back to the Dune Sea we go. I don't know why I went that way. Back to the Dune Sea we go, to the cockpit of the ship. And we'll deal with this. So we got some new items. We got a visor, reflex +3, awareness +4, demolitions +2. Nice. What else do we get? We got the gloves, the stealth unit, stealth +8. Mission will love that. We'll give that to Mission, and then we got Oh no, that was it, because 2 items, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. Tatooine, once again. What did you expect? I'm not surprised to see you here, Chris Dracor. I'm surprised you came alone. However, I thought you would know by now how dangerous we Genoharadan are. Look at my new visor. It looks so dumb. I'm blind. As I come out here, it's like, oh, there's a whole group of you here. I can't see shit in this thing. Hang on, guys. I can't see shit in this thing. I knew you were too much of a coward to come alone. Let's have a look. I honored our agreement. This is between you and me alone. You have seen me betray the other overseers, yet you still believe a Genoharadan cares anything about honor. That is a foolish mistake, Chris Dracor. One you won't live to regret. You have great potential, Chris Dracor. Even the Genoharadan's best agents would not likely have been able to eliminate the other 3 overseers. Even you have the potential to become an overseer yourself one day. That's why I have to kill you here. Eliminating the competition is the key to maintaining my power. Okay. So I can't see, all I can see is the subtitles out the bottom of this thing. Let's get this over with. My thoughts exactly. Brothers of the Genoharadan attack. Can I bring party members in here? They cannot be done while enemies nearby. Fuck. Alright. Insanity. They've got names as well. Jane Khan, Rodian Thug. That's a good name. Rodian Thug, Genoharadan Hunter. This guy's got an actual name, and he looks like a unique enemy with his armor as well, which is cool. Oh my god, we got this. Let's take out Hulas first. Oh, I was hoping to make everyone else insane, but that's okay. There you go, insanity again. We're doing good. We've got a Genoharadan visor on. It's perfect. Oh, immune. They're immune. Interesting. This guy. Get this guy out of here. You're dead. Wound. Yeah. Get wounded upon. There you go. Haha. You're susceptible to being wounded, aren't you? Get out of here. Alright, these guys are pretty weak. We took out the threats that were susceptible to being insane. Get wounded. Yeah. Revan doesn't need friends to take on the Genoharadan. Not when he's got this visor, baby. Can do anything. I like that they were waiting for us right at the beginning of the Dune Sea instead of like deep in it, because I'd be so annoyed otherwise. Push deep into the Dune Sea again. Oh, there we go. We did it. Perfect. Look at my cosplay, it's great. Now I just need hair. I just need a little bit more hair on my head. I'll get one of those. I gotta get me one of those. Can I have some cool armor or something from that guy? 200 credits. Poison blade. Okay, another poison blade. Ooh, Genoharadan mesh armor. Okay, we got some armor. What else we got? Just some stims. Environment shield level 3. Okay. Oh, we got a Genoharadan blaster. That's a new one. There you go. Genoharadan blaster. Alright, visor up, baby. We're out of combat. God, it's almost actually kind of blinding to see now. The Genoharadan blaster, 2 to 7 energy damage. Okay. That's fine. Let's have a look at the armor. The mesh armor. Stealth +4 and Dex +3. Oh, Mission would do well with this, actually. Mission would really appreciate this armor. We're already going to take off Darth Bandon's armor, then. This perfectly balanced armor provides maximum protection without hampering a Genoharadan's agent's ability to stalk his prey in total secrecy. Well, that's that done. You met Hulus in the Dune Sea, but the traitor was not alone. He and his followers ambushed you in the hopes to forever silence what you know about the Genoharadan, resulting in a savage battle. There you go. Oh, well, that's done. I'm going back to the Ebon Hawk. I wanted to become a badass, cool, secret bounty hunter guy for a secret society. Turns out I was used as a tool to overthrow them, and now it's for nothing. Now I'm just a guy with a cool-looking visor. Cool is subjective, however.
Yeah, what do you want?
Nothing more for now. I believe Canderous, Johnny, Bastila, Jolie, they still have stuff. Wonder if anything has changed where Jolie can talk to me.
Got something on your mind, do you?
Cool. You mentioned something about your wife before?
I don't want to talk about that.
Sorry, maybe we can talk about it later?
Maybe, but I doubt it. I'm made stubborn that way.
Oh.
Got something on your... I don't want...
I don't mean to pry, but...
Yes, you do. Let me tell you something. If you're lucky, most of them will be good. You'll go far away, to a place that doesn't hold any memories at all.
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in love? Truly in love, I mean, and not simple infatuation.
Well...
Exactly. You're still at the beginning of your life. There will be women in your life. Perhaps many women. But if you're fortunate, you'll find love once. The Jedi, with their damnable sense of over-caution, would tell you love is something to avoid. Thankfully, anyone who's even partially alive knows that's not true.
I like Jolie. Jolie's got a good sense of ideals, while also being on the quote-unquote light side, you know? I like his approach to things, as that's how the Jedi is, more so how the Jedi should be. A lot of the Jedi are so far on the left-hand side of things, you know, being on the light and what is good and just, to the point where they are blind to certain things, and in their hubris, they allow things like Darth Sidious to rise to power, you know, and then they lose. Instead of, you know, maybe if they were a little more nurturing of things like Anakin Skywalker, things wouldn't have gone the way that they did. It's, yeah. I like Jolie's outlook on things, it's good. That's what I've always thought.
Love doesn't lead to the dark side. Passion can lead to rage and fear, and can be controlled. But passion is not the same thing as love. Controlling your passions while being in love, that's what they should teach you to beware. But love itself will save you, not condemn you. Listen to me go on as if I had all the answers. What do I know of love anymore? I'm just a lonely old man who's not even a Jedi.
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
You do you? I wouldn't listen too closely. I'm no authority on anything. I just think that the greatest things in life shouldn't be avoided because they come with a few complications. Love causes pain, certainly. Inevitably, love is going to lead to as much sorrow and regret as it does joy. I suppose there are perfect eternal loves out there, but I haven't seen any. And how do you deal with the bad part of love is what determines your character. What determines the dark side's hold over you.
I really like this conversation about, because like I feel like this is almost a direct thing addressing, because this came out in 2003, a year after Attack of the Clones, and I guess it would have been being written like in the year prior leading up to it. And BioWare would have probably had their own thoughts and feelings on Jedi's attachments and how Jedi's work, because this is a very interesting time for Star Wars, because you need to remember the context of, like, a lot of stuff about the Jedi were myth and legend before the prequels, where we actually got more exposure to them, an expansion on what the Jedi were like, you know? So this coming out in the middle of the prequel era, where we get those Jedi at the height of their power and almost being blind to the darkness that is growing in the background, where they're very restrictive on like a lot of things. It's very cool that Knights of the Old Republic is being done in that same time period, giving you a new perspective and having Jedi with different thoughts and feelings about that as well, specifically addressing the whole love thing, which I think is almost intentional in a way to like sort of give their own opinion on whether a Jedi can love or not, specifically how much Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, deals with Anakin and Padme and the forbidden love story, you know? So what happened between you and your wife then?
I haven't changed my mind. I'm still not going to talk about it. You go and find your own love if you want to know so badly. I'll tell you one thing. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you and the one you love simply aren't meant to be together. The trick is to know when that is. To know when it's time to fight and when it's time to part ways. There I go, waxing philosophical again. Somebody blast me already. Let's get going before I start talking in riddles, damn it.
That was good. I like that there was, because I almost thought that we weren't able to push the option further, but then being like talking about it on a different option opens it up. So Jolie talked a little bit about his wife and why he didn't agree with the Jedi credo that love should be forbidden. He spoke of the Jedi with a great deal of bitterness, in fact. You might be able to ask him about it later once you've gained more experience.
Got something on your...
Okay.
Oh, I get it.
That's cool.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about?
What are you thinking about?
I have been thinking much about our journey, and I am grateful and honored that you have accepted me with you. It is an honor to be by your side, and to see you redeemed from the dark path you had chosen before. We Cathar do not make friends easily, or for long. Even on Dantooine I remained alone. Not ostracized exactly, but separate.
Tell me about your people.
In truth, I have lived in the Republic too long, and I know little. I never met any others of my race other than my parents. But we are not diplomats. We do not deal well with groups. This situation is new to me. It is warming. I feel almost welcome. Needed. You seem to be very decisive when it is required of you. It is reassuring to know that I can count on someone like you.
Nice. It is nice that you hold me in such high regard.
To be accepted so readily, I find it difficult to explain. It is so different from what I'm used to. Just thank you for accepting me.
Cool. And that was a conversation unrelated to her actual stuff, because the journal hasn't updated, so that was nice. It's good that she's still got some dialogue to touch on, because everyone else seems very exhausted when they talk to me. Korriban. It's time to actually properly go to Korriban. Volcanic mountain range, native species, none known, now settled, and the Dreshdai settlement, which is where the cantina is, which is where we have to go to buy some super secret items, apparently. So we can now properly go to Korriban. I think that we've kind of done most of what we can do right now. We need to go... We'll bring Karth with us to go to the Korriban Academy. So we can go to Korriban Academy so we can talk to his son, Dustil. Vision time while we head to this planet. While there are random lightsaber noises in the distance. I guess this will be our vision of the star map. There it is. Our vision of the star map in what looks to be some ruins, naturally. Nice. Cool to actually see Korriban in orbit properly. There you go. Oh, this is cool. So it's like a facility almost. There you go. A facility on Korriban. Wonderful. Alright, I'm going to ask everyone what they know of this planet.
Talk about what? I'll understand if we can't look.
You can't talk to him about what he knows about this planet, but I think everyone else can. Zalbar. Do you know anything about the planet we're on? I don't know much about the planets we visit, but I suppose I should learn. When you ask someone else, I will listen as well. Okay. Juhani.
How may I be of assistance to you?
Nothing for now. Just want to know if anyone knows about these planets that we're on.
Yeah, what do you want?
Do you know anything about this world?
Korriban is a Sith world, that's for sure. I mean, just look at this place. Rumor has it that the leader of our clan at the time, Mandalore, did go down. They say the Sith performed terrible magics here. You have anything else you want to ask?
Interesting.
Your choice.
HK.
Statement.
As
you desire,
And now mission.
Hey there.
Do you know anything about the planet we're on?
I don't know anything about Korriban, but I get a bad feeling in this place. If there's such a thing as an evil planet, this is it. Sorry I can't be more help, you know. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Nope.
Okay, have it your...
Alright. And Jolie. Do you know anything about this planet we're on, Jolie?
Got something on your...
Do you know anything about this place?
Korriban's a rock. Mind the Sith. And that's about all I got to say about that. Now, let's get going.
We can now follow up and ask him why did he leave the Jedi.
Who said I left the Jedi?
You did. You said you weren't a Jedi any longer.
Well, technically I was only a Padawan. Not that that makes a difference to most, but as for the Order itself, no, I never left it. It left me.
What do you mean it left you?
You know what I hate? Well, lots of things, really. I'm old and easily annoyed, but that's besides the point. What I really hate are how most people view the Jedi. Everyone thinks that the Jedi are perfect, that they can do no wrong. They think the Jedi Council is completely incapable of injustice.
I certainly don't think that.
I guess you aren't as stupid as you sometimes act. No doubt you've been on the receiving end of Jedi justice at least once, eh? And I'm not even talking about how some of us fall to the dark side. No, that's plenty indication of our fallibility. But it's something else entirely. No, I'm talking about how more than often not, your average robe-wearing Jedi can try to do the right thing and still be completely wrong.
Nobody can be right about everything.
That's true, but it's not what I meant. I guess I'm not being clear, am I? Come to think of it, I don't have to be clear. Someone my age is entitled to ramble, damn it. But for your sake, I'll try to explain. I'll tell you a little tale about a Jedi master I once knew. Hortath, I think. Or was it Hortoth? I can never get it straight.
Go on, I'll listen.
Where was I then? Oh yes, Master Hortath. He was a kindly old Jedi who meant well, but the most nearsighted thing in the Corps, I swear. He would walk into walls, knock over tables, mistake apprentices for rancor beasts, that sort of thing. And he was too proud to submit to proper treatment. Some used to counsel him and urge to use the Force, Master Hortath. Allow the Force to see for you. But he refused to believe that his eyes were failing. He simply squinted more and more as the years went on, the other Jedi resignedly passing it off as the amusing quirk of a compassionate old man.
And? I don't get it.
I'm not finished yet. Now shush! One day a young Padawan meets Master Hortath in the courtyard and, not knowing of his blindness, asks him for directions to the council. Quite sure of himself, Hortath gave the lad directions, which happened to lead back outside and away from the Enclave. The Padawan is confused, naturally, and he asks if Master Hortath is sure, and of course Master Hortath says that he is. The Padawan suggests that perhaps he should ask someone else, but the proud Hortath now feels insulted. He tells the Padawan to take the route he prescribed and no other. Rather dejectedly, the Padawan did as he was told, and so ended up leaving the Jedi Order forever. It was decided that the boy's fate was to leave the Order anyway, though whether that was out of respect for Hordath or because the boy went on to something else, well, we'll never know.
So, was Jolie the Padawan in this story? So, you knew this Master Hortath or the Padawan?
No, both of them were from before my time.
Okay.
Well before the Sith Wars, even.
I don't understand.
The tale is about blindness, and I thought the point was clear. At any rate,
I thought so
you think
too.
About it. You're the one who asked why the Jedi left me, remember? Now let's get going. My feet are itching for a good run.
How the Jedi can be blind to things, but still so sure of their choices and adamant about it when it turns out that they are not correct. You successfully got Jolie to talk about the Jedi, and he told a tale about how they are often less than perfect. He might talk some more if you ask later, once you've gained more experience. I feel like whenever we travel to a new planet or something, if we've got the experience or the story progress, it'll just open up the new dialogue, which is always good. We're going to take Karth with us, and then I'm not sure who else I should take, but I'm actually feeling like I might take HK with me. It's hard. I like everybody. I kind of feel bad for T3 and Juhani in this party, because I want to use Juhani more, but as I've already explained, we're not able to until we've completed, I guess, at least Karth's thing, and then I think we should be good to go. And then T3 is like, he's good. Like, he's got useful stuff on him, and also amazing computer skill for infiltration, but he just does get relegated away from the party because he doesn't have dialogue, and the dialogue is way more valuable to me with all of the other characters, you know what I mean? So I feel bad for those two for those reasons, but everyone else is super solid to bring along. So it's definitely a great cast of characters. I don't feel like there's one where I'm like, oh, I don't like this character in my party at all. Like, I'm pretty keen on every character, and that's why I'm so excited to like do replays of this game. Same thing with Mass Effect. It just has that appeal, you know, really good characters.
Nice to see the Hawk still in one piece. Beauty of a ship, that.
How do you know about the Ebon Hawk?
Ah, I've seen this little ship before plenty of times. Used to make runs for the Exchange, didn't it? Korriban's nice and remote. The kind of place the Exchange likes. You don't need to worry about me saying anything. I don't give a whit what you do with your ship. Smuggling's what the Hawk was made for, though.
Fucking Scottish Sith officer. Sorry, Irish. I was literally knowing that it was Irish, and I was like, yes, brain, say Scottish. Irish Sith officer. Who are you?
Oh, nobody special. I just do the routine maintenance work for the ships that come in. I used to see the Hawk here all the time.
Okay, can I ask you some questions?
You sure can.
You sure can. What can you tell me about Korriban?
Not much. It's a pretty barren planet, to tell the truth. Not of much interest to anyone. Unless you're a Sith, I guess. They seem to think this place is something special.
Why do the Sith think Korriban is special?
Probably all them ruins they found on the surface. That's the reason they built their academy here, I guess. To dig all them ruins up.
Okay, there's a Sith Academy here?
There's people that come here from all over Sith space to try and join the academy. Most of them die, I hear. Pretty gruesome business, that.
Okay. How does someone get to the ruins?
You don't. Not unless you're a Sith in the academy. They're the only ones allowed on the surface. They pay Zerka to ship things in and out, I guess, but that's all closely monitored.
Okay. How does someone get into the academy?
I don't know. There's all kinds of hopefuls in the colony trying to get in. Why don't you ask one of them?
Okay. I'll be going.
Yep. Take care now.
Take care now. Alright, seems that only the Sith of the local monastery have access to the ruins on the surface. If you're going to reach them and search for the star map, it will have to be through the monastery. Okay. Watch a Sith officer try and make us pay a docking fee as well, again.
Sure.
Ah, I see. Another Jedi come to small Korriban. Yes, good to meet you. How do you know I'm a Jedi? Well, from the lightsaber you were carrying, naturally. Only Jedi carry ones like that, correct? Me with my double red blades? There are many people who come to Korriban from throughout Sith space, hoping to join the Academy. Some of them are Jedi who have left the Order. You will get into the Academy for certain. I understand Jedi who have left the light side are made very welcome. Okay. Ah, are we gonna we're gonna feign that we've left the Jedi Order to get into the Academy? Not bad idea. So I imagine. But enough about that. It is very nice to see that the Ebon Hawk has returned. I have not seen that ship for some time indeed. Since you're a regular to our little colony, the docking fee is only 25 credits. That's not really necessary, is it? I suppose there is no need to charge the owner of the Ebon Hawk any fee. I'll open the door for you. Can I ask you some questions? What information do you wish? Tell me about Korriban. Well, this is Dreshdai. I'm going to say Dresh... No, it's so hard to pronounce things sometimes when they're new. Dreshdai. It is the only colony on the planet. Korriban is a Sith planet, well within their space, though it's not very well inhabited. The Sith allow Zerka to conduct some mining here, and the company operates the starport, but otherwise the colony revolves around the local Sith Academy. Okay, tell me about Zerka. Zerka is one of the largest corporations in the core. Alright, we know this. Korriban is actually the location of Zerka's headquarters for this sector. Most business here in the colony is conducted there. Okay. What can you tell me about the Sith Academy? Unless you're one of the hopefuls who is trying to become a student there, I suggest you avoid it. The Sith are the law here, and they do as they please. It can be quite dangerous. Alright. What do you know about the Sith's excavations? The ones on the surface, all I know is that only the Sith students go there, sorry. He sounds so angry, but he's just being like, oh, sorry, I don't really know. So funny. I'll be on my way. Mucha shankpanka. Enjoy your stay in Dreshdai. I'm gonna Dreshdai? I don't know. Dreshdai, maybe. It's hard to pick one. Oh god, what's going on here?
No, that is the wrong answer. Again, you pathetic hopefuls can't possibly all be this stupid, can you?
Please, Master Shardan, give us a chance. We'll do anything to get into the Academy.
I'm no master, yet, but I like the sound of that. Alright, one more question. Though a lot of you is trying my patience. Alright, let's say you become a Sith and I am your commanding officer. I give you an order to spare the life of an enemy. Do you do it?
Of course, Shardan. Anything you command us.
We would never oppose you.
No. Do you honestly believe that the Sith are in need of such sniveling cowards? Mercy is a weakness.
They're way too hopeful to the point that they're willing to just go along with anything to get in.
Show true authority, true power. That is why the Sith are strong.
Thank you, Shardan. We understand now.
No, you don't understand, and you probably never will. You wouldn't survive 5 seconds in the Academy. The other students would tear you apart. Bah! I can't be bothered with fools. Perhaps I should... You, Jedi! You're looking to get into the Academy, are you not? Well, of course you are. Why else would you be here? Let me pose a question to you. These hopefuls will never survive in the Academy. A lesson must be taught here, but I am at a loss as to what form it should take.
Advisement. Evisceration works well. Electrocution and blunt trauma also work well. I understand.
I wasn't talking to you. I'm thinking to spare them the effort of being killed and do it myself. Perhaps I shall turn their skin inside out. Or force lightning. Yes, it's a most impressive display. Or perhaps a bit of humiliation is in order. I could easily strip off their tunics and make them run through the colony. Or they could lose all control of their bodily functions. What do you think? I just can't seem to decide.
Oh, God. Okay. Why are you asking me?
Please, tell him to let us go, I beg you.
Silence. Why not ask you?
Silence.
I'm rather exhausted from dealing with hopefuls like these. I can barely think straight. Besides, I find it fun. Come now. A decision, please.
A decision, please. I think humiliation would be enough. I'm trying to get into the Academy, so I need to coddle up to the Sith boys. I think humiliation would be enough.
You do? Perhaps having a bunch of hopefuls soiling themselves would be somewhat amusing. Let's see, shall we?
Make them poop their pants. Make them poop their pants. Make them poop their pants. Okay. Fucking what? HK is like, there's a number of things that you could do, actually. Karth remaining interestingly silent. Alright. Karth, we're here to find Dustil, and then once we find Dustil and resolve that, you can go back to the ship like a good little boy, and I'll have Canderous or something come in.
Uchua Penki.
Uchua Penki. Greetings. Say, aren't you the one who won that swoop race on Manan? I'm a big fan. I love that when you do the swoop stuff, you get famous on other planets. It's so funny. Our reputation precedes us. I hope we can find something suited to a celebrity like you. Is there anything you'd like? What sort of merchandise do you offer? Weapons, mostly. I've got connections. You'll need them if you're going to be spending any time here. Okay, what sort of connections? Mandalorian raiders occasionally drop by, needing to get rid of some extras that they can't sell in the civilized systems. They treat me well, I treat them well. It works out. So if you need weapons, and you probably will, this is the place to come. I don't know. I've got a special hookup on this planet, apparently. Can I see your merchandise? Certainly. Let's have a look. A Krath Warblade. Nice. Twisted by the dark side. The Krath tempered swords with the power of the Force, perhaps even before lightsabers became the weapon of the Jedi, both dark and light. Oh, I just realized something looking at Cassus Fett's heavy pistol is like the armor of Cassus Fett was purchasable on Dantooine, and that planet blew up. But Cassus Fett's heavy pistol has landed on another planet. Cassus Fett was rarely seen without this adaptable blaster, famous for killing the captain of a flagship Republic frigate at the Battle of Jaga's Cluster. He is presumed dead. You know what happens if there's a character named Fett and their armor and weaponry is not with their body, but there's no body. They're still alive. A heavy pistol for 10,000 credits. I will pass, but that's okay. And then just grenades and mines. Perfect. Okay. Freighter crewman.
I'm just here on one of Zerka's transports. I don't have no business with you.
I don't have no business with you.
I can't wait to get back to the core systems. This planet is dangerous with all those Sith wandering around.
Look here, my dear friends. We have some newcomers to the colony. Led by a Jedi, no less. I don't believe I've seen any of them before, have you?
I hate Jedi, and these fallen ones are worse. They always get into the Academy, and they think they're better than the rest of us.
Great. Just what we needed. Some punks to come steal our lunch credits.
Smart-mouthed newcomers, to boot.
Looks pretty fresh to me, Lashao.
That's what I thought. Well, stranger, I don't know whether you're aware of this or not, but here on Korriban, the Sith do as they please. And we are Sith. Quite literally, whether you live or die depends upon our whim. What do you think of that,
Oh, the Sith. Such a pleasant bunch, don't you think? Such a pleasant bunch. I think that's a lot of responsibility for simple scum like you.
How precocious. I think this one tried to make a joke, don't you?
I didn't think it was funny.
Neither did I. A brave face, perhaps, but I'm more interested in being amused at the moment, I think. What do you say? Amuse us. Make us laugh, and we might just consider allowing you to live.
Fucking, Cam Clark just being the Sith officers. Okay, these two Mandalorians are out in the woods. Oh, there's a persuade option. Instead of literally being like, I'm Darth Revan. That's one way to announce yourself on Korriban, as Darth Revan. We're gonna do the persuade option. These two Mandalorians are out in the woods.
Go on.
One of them collapses. He doesn't seem to be breathing, and his eyes are glazed. The other Mandalorian takes out his communicator and contacts his commander.
I've heard this one before. I think...
Quiet!
He gasps, my partner has collapsed. I don't know what to do. After a moment, the commander responds, calm down. I can help.
And then?
First, let's make sure your partner is dead. There is a silence, then a blaster shot is heard. Back on the communicator, the Mandalorian says, "Okay, now what?"
Cute. Maybe you should try juggling next time.
Ha! Too funny.
Good one.
Yes, I suppose that wasn't too bad. All right then, my friend. You've done as you were asked. Perhaps we will meet again.
Yay, I made the Sith bullies laugh. Instead of threatening them by my Darth Revan-ness. Okay. Anyone here named Dustle? I'm looking for a Dustle. Dusty? Dustin? Anything starting with dust. Any dust in here?
Please avoid the Sith Academy. Unless you're a hopeful, naturally.
I'm hopeful. I'm always hopeful. And you hopeful.
I suppose you've heard about Terrace being destroyed.
That's old news, buddy. Move on. That was ages ago.
To get back to the core systems. This planet is dangerous with all those Sith wandering around.
This planet is dangerous with all them Sith around, innit?
Something you need?
Who are you?
Nobody you need to know. I'm just here to try to get into the Sith Academy.
Good luck. I'm gonna get into the Sith I'm gonna get into the Sith Academy. You see these eyes, dude? These are Sith eyes. These are Sith eyes that have been wiped and turned into Jedi eyes, and they're slowly becoming Sith eyes again, but you wouldn't know that because you don't know who I am. Why would you want to get into the Academy?
Why? Why? That's
Why?
really a dumb question. To become a Sith, of course. To wield the greatest power in the galaxy.
Okay. How does someone get into the Academy?
Well, you have to impress one of the Sith. The final decision rests with Ban, however. She's the one who decides exactly which of us get into the Academy or not. I've been hanging out hoping she'll come by and notice me, to be honest.
Ban. Where is this Ban?
Usually she's in the Academy, but sometimes she comes out into the colony to look for prospects. If she's in the colony, she can usually be found in the cantina, but not always. She's one of the most powerful Sith in the Academy, I hear.
Alright, the cantina. I'll be on my way.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on, mate. Enter the Sith Academy. In order to get inside the Sith Academy in Dresde, you will have to be approved by one of the Sith as a worthy hopeful. The one who does the deciding of which hopefuls make it is a Twi'lek Sith Master by the name of Ban. She can reportedly be sometimes found in the colony's cantina. You should check there.
Greetings. You've heard of that awful business on Idian, yes? Our corporate outpost there has been destroyed by the Wookiee savages. This could put back the use of Wookiee labor considerably. We may even have to abandon the planet completely. Well, what can you do? Sorry. Was there something you needed?
Cool. Well, that's actually a cool update, because obviously it reacts to what we did on Kashyyyk, and it makes me wonder if, obviously, if we come to Korriban first, then he would have different dialogue. Not talking about that. And the planet's name is Kashyyyk, you fool. What does Zerka do here on Korriban?
We do some mining here, and are responsible for local shipping and support of the Sith.
A little bit of mining here, a little bit of shipping there.
Mostly just freighters and such. But we do get many travelers that come here to learn from the Sith. I must say, Zerka is in need of droids right now. That's a mighty fine-looking one you have there.
Objection. This unit is not for sale, meatbag.
Yes, of course. No offense meant. Touchy, isn't it? This office is actually our administrative headquarters for this region. Rather inauspicious, isn't it? We offer good prices here to those traders that keep the colony supplied. If you're in need of anything, this is the place to come.
Do not ask to buy my droid, scum. Can I see what you have to offer?
You certainly can.
Life support. I'll get a few of those. I get a few of those. We got money. I can afford to buy things. Whoa. Hang on. We've read lore about this guy in the game. Exar Kun's light battlesuit. Attributed to Exar Kun, this armor may well have been worn by the Dark Lord prior to his defeat 40 years ago. He was rarely without considerable, yet flexible personal armor. Dude, the actual armor of Exar Kun himself. Oh, it's medium armor. Crestdraker won't be able to wield it because I only have light armor proficiency. And I don't think I want to give him another armor proficiency as like a level up thing, because there are other things I'd like instead. That's cool, but unfortunate. Okay, Synagogue war suit. After the Great Hyperspace War 1,000 years ago, the heirs of Empress Tata militarized their world and industry, a legacy that would produce battle armor still sought after today. Powered battle armor. A Krath holy battle suit, resistance against the cold, and heavy armor. Krath heavy armor, typical of the old Krath military elite. These suits were worn during slave raids on neighboring systems. Slaving is profitable but risky, so little cost is spared in equipment. Heavy targeting optics. Oh, that's nice. That's proficiency with weapons. Demolitions +6, demolition +2, energy shields, stealth +6, Sith regenerator. Okay, it's not a bad lot of stuff in here. I'm interested in the battle suit, but I'm going to check what's for sale with this other person that we need to find on the planet as well. It's not a quest, but there's a merchant on this planet as well that we need to look for. I'm sure they'll stand out. They're in the cantina, so that's where we've got to have a party. So the cantina is there, and Korriban is out there. Okay. To the cantina! Oh, is this our Rodian right here that we need? There he is. No, actually. Lur's Kesh. This might be a different Rodian. You there, human. You are the one flying the Ebon Hawk now? I saw you disembarking earlier. Who wants to know? Name's Lur's. Not that it's important. I don't know you and you don't know me. What's important is that we've been waiting for this shipment for a month now. I suppose we should be grateful that the shipment survived Taris at all, though, right? Anyway, hand it over and let's finish this. Oh. Hand what over? What are you talking about? Wait a minute. Don't you work for Davik? Just how is it you happen to be flying the Ebon Hawk anyway? What business is it of yours? The Ebon Hawk is mine now. Fair enough. To be honest, I don't really care what happened to Davik or how he got the ship. I'm interested in something else. We had arranged for several kilograms of spice to be shipped to us here aboard the Ebon Hawk. Perhaps Davik left it on board? I suspect if it is, it would be in the container we gave him, locked and requiring a code. Might you have seen such a thing, human? Ah, okay. I may have. How much is it worth to you? 1,000 credits, and perhaps more if you're interested. What do you say to that? I could go take a look for it. Excellent. Set the code on the container to Red 47. When you get the spice, bring it to me here. I'll wait for you. Oh. I've got spice on my ship, and I've had it this whole time. I've been unknowingly smuggling spice. You have encountered an alien by the name of Lurs, who mentions that there is a container on board the Ebon Hawk filled with spice that Davik had agreed to bring to him. You have agreed to return to Lurs with the spice, and he has provided you with a security code, Red 47. Oh. Transit disabled. It's like right there. Just let me go back to my ship. Alright. I'll walk back the long way, I suppose. So, it seems that what there is to Korriban as a location is you've got your opening facility here with the Academy, and then the rest of it is like Sith ruins, like the ancient Sith stuff, which is super cool. So I'm very excited to get out into some ruins and see what that's all about. Let me get onto my ship first. Alright, let's look for some spice. I'm assuming it would be in the cargo hold. Which is over there. I know where things are. Alright. I'm assuming it'll be in here. Because this is supplies, that's an emergency storage, this is a metal box. Oh, compartment? Ah, compartment. Smuggling compartment. The secret compartment is still locked. I didn't even notice this. Enter access code Red 47. The hidden compartment is now unlocked. Spice! Well, we got the spice. Can't believe you've been smuggling this whole time. You've discovered a stash of spice inside the secret compartment on the Ebon Hawk. You will have to deliver it to Lurs on Korriban if you want to get paid for it. Hell yeah. Sweet. Let's move on. Oh, actually, we're on a new planet now, so I'm gonna... Hey, you.
Got something on you.
Alright, now that I've moved about a bit, I think we can get more dialogue out of him. What do you know about the Sith?
Bad men. Women, too, to be fair.
You must know more than that.
Oh, indeed. They make a fine sandwich, also. But don't tell the Jedi Council I said that.
Okay. Do you know anything important about the Sith or not?
And just what gave you the impression that I know anything more about the Sith than you do?
You did. You said you fought them.
Oh, that's right. Damn the years of the young. I was expecting you to be your usual inattentive self when I mentioned that. So it's true, yes. I fought plenty of Sith. That was during the time of Exar Kun. Oh, 40 years ago now. Has it been that long?
Wow. Who is this Exar Kun?
Exar was a Jedi who was corrupted by ghosts of the old Sith, or so they say. He attempted to conquer the Republic and create a new golden age of the Sith.
Sort of like Revan. I mean, me. I assume he was killed.
Better to say he was defeated, but essentially, yes. The victory did not come easily, however.
Okay. Are these the same Sith that we're fighting now?
No, of course not. The Sith have come and gone for ages. They were not called the Sith many thousands of years ago, perhaps. But the dark side was always present, without a doubt. Oh, sure, occasionally the light side comes close to vanquishing the dark. But the dark always returns. The fact that Exar Kun was defeated didn't mean the Sith would never return, as they obviously have now. Everyone knows that.
Okay. So tell me, what happened during the war with Exar Kun then?
That is not a pleasant time to remember. After Exar Kun fell to the dark side, he attempted to recruit other Jedi to his cause. What surprised us, what took us completely unprepared, was how utterly successful he was. Many Jedi joined him and became Sith themselves. Why they did, I will never truly know, but they did. Battle broke out throughout the Order, pupil against master. We fought ourselves.
That must have been difficult.
Yes, more than difficult. Next to impossible.
Oh, that's what happened.
Love. I dislike such memories.
That's what happened.
It's a taste in the mouth that... it is a sadness I thought I'd put aside long ago. Ask me about the war some other time, just not now. I would prefer to be by myself for now.
Damn. Jolie talked about the Sith and mentioned that he had been involved in the Sith War involving the infamous Dark Jedi Exar Kun. It was obviously an unpleasant memory for him, however, and he told you to ask him about it later. So I'm assuming the woman that he loved was taken over to the dark side with Exar Kun, and that might be what he was referring to as like the Jedi left him, as like, you know, he was left because the Jedi that he loved left him to join the dark side. And damn. I love his character a lot, and I love what he has to say about things. Even though he's a crabby old fool, I love it. So good. So you get absolute gems of a character like that just have so much cool information and dialogue to talk about. And then you've got Karth that goes, "I don't trust you, get away from me!" But Karth has his own cool story as well, and I'm excited to get into the Dustil stuff as well to see how this goes. Alright, Lurs, I got your spice. There you are. Do you have the spice, human? Yes, I do. So you do. That does indeed look like the amount that Davik promised. Very well. 1,000 credits is yours in exchange for the spice. I don't work for Davik, remember? I want more. I suppose we should count ourselves fortunate that you're here to deliver on Davik's promise at all. 1,500 credits, human, but no more. Here you are. You drive a hard bargain, human. Allow me to take the spice off your hands. My employers will be most pleased. Tell me, might you be interested in earning more credits? Are we about to get a smuggler side quest as well? We've got the bounty hunter side quest that ended in betrayal. Now we can get the smuggler one that also would probably end in betrayal. Maybe. Tell me more. It is a simple courier mission. Motta the Hutt on Tatooine awaits delivery of a box that I hold. The spice was his, and the box is his repayment. There is no danger involved, human, so long as you do not attempt to open the box yourself. I'm sure Motta will pay what was promised to Davik for the delivery. I believe 2,000 credits was the agreed upon sum. Okay. Make it 3,000, we have a deal. What happens if I open the box? Never open the box. Opening the box would be horribly bad. But what would happen? Is it a bomb? It's not a bomb, just do not open it. That is all I can say. It represents no danger to you so long as it remains closed. I want to know what it is. Alright, I'll do it. Very good. I will have some of my workers load the box onto the Ebon Hawk for you. It will be waiting there for you. Remember, do not open the box. Now I must go. My employers thank you for your assistance. But I want to open the box. Upon turning over the spice to Lurs, he offered you further employment. Take a strange box to Motta the Hutt on the swoop track of Tatooine. However, Lurs warned you not to open the box, though he was not clear on why or what might be inside. Fuck it, I need to open the box. I need to not do as I'm told. We're gonna save our game and then we're gonna open the box and see what happens. We're gonna get killed. It's a box housing a Rathtar. He didn't tell us how big the box is. Oh yeah, so we're just loading a crate dragon on your ship. I hope you don't mind. Hope you don't mind. It's just you know, it's another hut. We packed a hut in a box. All right, let's have a look. Assuming it'll be in the cargo hold. Mysterious box. Oh, look at the shape of it. What could you even fit in there? Do you wish to open the box? Yes. Ah! Did I just get killed? Whoa, what the fuck? What in the world? I just thought I just got killed and I thought I just got booted to like the main menu, like an instant like game over. This looks like the creature based on the hologram that we saw on Kashyyyk. A Rakatan. What? Something else come into my prison already? So very long a time and nothing. Then in a span of mere months, 3 in a row. What sheer luck. Well, let's have a look at you, Biped. More or less symmetrical. Far less hair than the last one. Opposable digits. Mostly water, hey? I suppose you'll have to do. Oh. Is it visitors that get, like... You'll have to do... Are we food? Are we food for this guy? How do we get out of here? What the fuck? Mind telling me who and what you are? I'm a prisoner here. As are you, yes indeed, though I suspect by accident rather than by sentence, yes? I was put here on purpose. My own people put our criminals in little cages like this. Well, our minds anyway. For really terrible criminals like me, our mind gets locked away forever. How long have I been here now? 1, 4, no, longer than that. I've never been very good with numbers. A brand new alien species, a Rakatan? So I'm assuming our body is still outside of the box, but it's like zapped our brain, has trapped our mind in the box? Similar to how his mind is now in here as well? We've been put into a computer. Oh man, what the fuck? Don't open the box, he says. You should have told me. What did you do to get imprisoned here? I led a war. Well, a rebellion, really. Though the details would hardly interest you. Many of my kind died, and I'm responsible. Or so they said. This is a prison? Can you think of a better prison than one without walls? What does your species use? Cages, I suppose. Okay. You said 3 in a row earlier. Have there been others beside me? Oh, yes indeed. 2 others of entirely different species visited me before you. I couldn't speak with them like I can with you, however. They eventually grew angry and ran off into the whiteness. If you go far enough out, you may find them, though I wouldn't recommend it. They're likely quite mad. All this whiteness can do that to you, you know. It'll drive you mad, if you let it. Oh my god. Is there no way out of here? Well, now that is a most interesting question. Yes, indeed. I've been here long enough to ponder that. How many years now? 1,000? 10,000? Bah, never remember the numbers, even when I kept track. The point is that I know a way out of this clever little prison. Interesting that, wouldn't you say? Out? Out to where? If you get out of here, your body's probably dead. How clever of you to realize that. Indeed, you are correct. Your body, however, is not. He's going to try and take over my body. Now, before you go off getting all excited and defensive, let me tell you that I can't go jumping into your body without your willing agreement. Conversely, you can't go jumping back into your body without my knowledge. That leaves us of something of an impasse, wouldn't you agree? Oh my god. Look, you are not getting my body. Did I not already say that I could only take your body if you were willing? Yes, I believe I did. We are still communicating, correct? It is like this, dear sentient. If you like, we could spend the next 1,000 years debating. You want out, I want out. It could go on and on. Unless your species is remarkably long-lived, I doubt your body has 1,000 years, and frankly, I doubt either of us is going to convince the other of anything, yes? So why waste the time? A simple competition between the 2 of us and we settle the matter. You win, you go free. I win, I go free, yes? Oh my god. This sounds deceptively simple. Does it? In truth, I've had a long time to think it over. You can take your time thinking about it yourself, but why? What kind of competition do you mean? I have little clue as to which activities you are superior at. You are at the same disadvantage with me, I suspect. So the best game is one of the mind, an exchange of riddles, perhaps. The first of us to fail at an answer loses. What do you think? Okay. And what's to stop you from cheating? What are the rules? I don't seem to have much of a choice. Now, no need to be fussy. If I seem to be moving fast, it's simply because I've had an overabundance of time to consider this scenario. That being the case, and seeing as this is technically my home, I'll go first. Now, let's see. Until I am measured, I am not known. Yet how you miss me when I have flown. Time. Yes, I suppose that was an easy one. Perhaps I should have used all this time to think of harder riddles. Hey. Fair is fair, sentient. Your turn. If you break me, I do not stop working. If you touch me, I may be snared. If you lose me, nothing will matter. What has roots as nobody sees is taller than the trees. Up it goes, and yet it never grows. Oh wow. I don't even know what either of these are. What has roots that nobody sees is taller than the trees. Up it goes, and yet it never grows. If you break me, I do not stop working. If you touch me, I may be snared. If you lose me, nothing will matter. I don't even know what these are, to be honest. What manner of plant could that be? But it does not grow, so it is no plant at all. It is a mountain. Yes, that is it. Very clever, sentient, but it is my turn once again. Mountain, okay. I never was, yet always will be. I am never seen, yet always come. I can carry nothing, yet hold much for some. I think tomorrow. Yes, you have the right of it. Tomorrow it is. Fair is fair, sentient. Your turn. You heard me before, yet you hear me again. Then I die until you call me again. that's an echo. I think that is echo. This I don't know. I'm going to pick this one. Oh my, there are not many broken things that keep working once they're broken. Ah, your heart. Heart is the answer. Very clever, sentient, but it's my turn once again. Who makes it has no need for it. Who buys it has no use for it. Who uses it has no knowledge of it. You can't buy air. Yeah, it's a grave. Yes, that's it. A grave it is, though I'll likely never see one. Fair is fair, sentient. Your turn. Flying to Dantooine, I meet 5 ships. Each ship has 5 crewmen, each crewman 5 pets. How many in all are flying to Dantooine? That's a math question, not a riddle. It's just 5 times 5 times 5. 5 ships with 5 crewmen, so there's 25 crewmen with 5 pets. So 25... 25 times 5. So 125 are flying to Dantooine. Oh, he's not good with numbers! He's not good with numbers! No, no, not numbers! Never have I been good with numbers! Think, think, think! 5 times 5, add the 1. No, no, no. Carry the 2. 94? No, 96? Is it 96? Oh, did I think I misread the... Did I misread the riddle? It's 1. I'm the only one flying to Dantooine. Ah, fooled I have been. Fooled myself. Very, very clever of you. You have won. It appears my destiny is to be imprisoned even longer. Are you ready to return to your body, sentient? Fuck, I think I misread the riddle myself and I actually went for the numbers game to do the math. Interesting. There's still more things to do here. Before I go, what's your name? My name, it's, well, how do you like that? I've completely forgotten. I think I knew it 1,000 years ago. I guess I've been here so long I've forgotten. My, that is depressing. I could try find some other way to get you out of here. I doubt you could help. My people made it quite certain that escaping these prisons was a difficult prospect, you know. It took me as long as I've been here to figure out the only exit, and even then, I'm sure it's only happened because my prison is no longer secure. I do have to wonder how that happened. Are my people still about? If they were, I can't see that they'd let my prison loose so easily. But even if they are gone, I doubt you'd be able to find any way to release me. No, I suppose I shall just have to wait for someone who is not as proficient as riddles as you are to come along. Okay. Dude. This is so interesting, so dark, and so chaotic. Like, the existentialism right now of this guy has just been in a mental prison for thousands, if not tens of thousands of years, and he's just here, just vibing in the white void with nothing to do. Like, that's crazy, because if your mind is trapped, there's no body for you to destroy. There's no way to be able to end your own existence. You are, like, you're it. You're just, your mind is in the void for eternity. And one of the things that is a really thing for our small brains to comprehend sometimes is how long eternity actually is. We can't comprehend that, you know? But this guy's living it. He's just chilling. We could destroy the prison, which means we won't be giving it to Motta. But I wonder if Motta would end up putting someone in here. And then he would be able to escape. I'm sure someone else will be along before you know it. You know, you're right. Maybe they won't be as intelligent as you either. That makes me feel much better. Thank you. Alright. I wonder what he would say to this. I could destroy your prison once I'm out, if you wish. Oh, I certainly doubt that. No offense, but your species hardly strikes me as that advanced. Besides, I'm not ready to explode into bitty atoms just yet. Okay, so he actually doesn't want us to. Alright, I'm ready to go. There's nothing complicated to it. It's better for me to just show you than teach you. Just close your eyes for a moment, Sentient. He just literally just zapped us out. Journal entry added. Okay. You managed to escape from the prison world inside the box, but it was a narrow thing. Apparently Lurs was correct that opening the box was a bad thing. If you still intend to deliver it to Motto the Hutt, he can be found in the swoop track on Tatooine. The box doesn't seem to be active anymore. Perhaps it can only be used once by each owner. There you go. Well, we opened the box. And it didn't work out as poorly as I assumed. I was like, oh, there'll probably just be something cool in there. Not a literal temporal void. An eternity prison. Back to Tatooine. Again, everything always goes back to Tatooine. Let's go deliver this prison. And I hope that he hasn't noticed that we've opened it. Okay, let's have a look. Motto the Hutt. Ah, it's you again. So is this about racing or business? One or the other. I've got no time for anything else. I have a box for you. Sent by Lurs. What's this? A box? Oh, that box. Yeah, I know what box you're talking about. I thought that was supposed to be here a month ago. You take a detour, huh? Ah, never mind. You open the box? Does it make a difference? No, it doesn't. I know what's in the box, and that's good enough for me. I suppose you're expecting some payment now, huh? I'll give you 2,000 credits for the box, and you can run on your way. You want to pay me a little more. I will pay you more, but I don't like it. Take your money and let me get back to race business. I'll have some of your my spaceport workers unload the box from your ship. You take the credits and go. Say hello to Lurs for me. Nice. 2,500 credits. The mysterious box has been turned over to Motto the Hutt, who paid you for your trouble without much comment. Whatever Motto intends to do with the box will likely remain a mystery, however. That is true. That is true. Okay. So we went and took a little visit to the Void. So that's fun. And met a Rakatan. Rakatan? An interesting looking species. It looked like the same species as the hologram in Kashyyyk, so I believe that is also, like, they're ancient, they're old as balls, so I wonder if there's any more information to get on them. I mean, maybe we'll get more information on this planet about them, on Korriban, who knows. They might be, I'm curious to know more. Regardless, we will be bringing this episode of Knights of the Old Republic to a close. So I'm just really enjoying it so far. We get to explore Korriban properly next episode. So we'll actually land on the planet. We'll go through the cantina. We'll get ourselves into the Sith Academy, and hopefully the opportunity for us to go and check out some. Sith ruins, which will always be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that greatly. Yeah, this game has been a treat, and it's just like they really continue to give you some nice side quests, which I really like. Like even when you get to when we're in late game stuff, they're still just like, yeah, do this back and forth between planets and all of that. It's really cool. Like we only have 4 or 5 planets sort of thing to really go through in this game. Not many locations in the Star Wars galaxy, and they manage to give you so much in that small span of planets that just imagine a fully fledged Knights of the Old Republic where it's maybe you can even go to an entire sector or entirely different planets. It would be hard to retain its sort of sense of variety and uniqueness there without having a bit of maybe some copy paste on planets, but I do like that it is focused to a few planets and still manages to feel very, very alive, very open, and I think that's very cool. But we will bring this episode of Knights of the Old Republic to a close, so thank you so much for watching. Next time, we'll explore Korriban. See you then.